Chapter 2, The Room That Was Never Booked. The street smelled of rain and wood smoke. Maya blinked hard, trying to clear her vision, but the gaslights swayed like ghosts. This wasn't Briar Bay. Or if it was, it wasn't the one she knew. Her heart hammered in her ears as she stepped off the porch. The cobblestones under her boots felt too real. A horse-drawn carriage rattled past, its driver not sparing her a glance. Across the misty street, the stranger, Ellis, stood in the fog, half-formed, half-fading. "You're starting to remember," he said again, voice low like a secret. Maya opened her mouth, but no words came. She backed away, instinct more than decision, and turned down a narrow alley. The world behind her shifted. She heard it, like the creak of old bones. When she glanced over her shoulder, the houses had rearranged themselves. She wandered until the road led to a building she didn't recognize, the Meridian Hotel. The sign swung wildly in the wind, letters half-faded, the wood nearly blackened. But the windows glowed warmly. As if inviting her in. As if expecting her. Maya hesitated. The letter, the key, the mirror, none of it made sense. But standing out here made less. She stepped through the doors. The lobby smelled of lavender and old paper. The wallpaper was a deep maroon, patterned with gold filigree. A grandfather clock ticked steadily by the wall, this one working, its second hand twitching sharply with every beat. At the reception desk, an old woman smiled, her face crinkling like wrinkled linen. "Checking in, dear." Maya shook her head. I don't have a reservation." The woman chuckled softly, like she'd heard a private joke. "That's quite all right. We've been holding a room for you." She slid a brass key across the counter. "Room 217. Maya's hand trembled as she picked it up. The key was identical to the one she found in the box. The elevator shuddered as it lifted her to the second floor. The halls were dimly lit, lined with heavy framed paintings, all landscapes of Briar Bay, but not the Briar Bay she knew. In one, the lighthouse was crumbling into the sea. In another, the cliffs bled black water into the waves. She found room 217 at the far end of the hall. Its door was slightly ajar. "Maya," someone whispered inside. She froze. The voice was hers. Hand shaking, she pushed the door open. The room was identical to the one she'd stayed in at Cliffside Inn, same peeling wallpaper, same iron bed frame. But there were photographs pinned to the walls. Hundreds of them. All of her? Different ages, different places, some she remembered, others she didn't. Some were versions of herself she'd never lived. In one, she wore a wedding dress, smiling at a man she didn't recognize. In another, she sat at a cafe table in a city she'd never visited. Each photo had a date scribbled in shaky handwriting. Some dates were from the future. She turned and gasped. The mirror on the wall was cracked. Not broken, but split cleanly down the center, like a seam. In the reflection, the room looked wrong. It flickered, showing alternate versions, different furniture, different wallpapers, even different people sleeping in the bed. It was the same room across countless realities. And she was trapped between them. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her. The temperature dropped. Frost crackled over the mirror. In the glass, she saw Ellis again. Standing behind her, just outside the reflection's reach. "You were supposed to stay forgotten," he said. Maya backed into the bed. "I don't understand," she started. He smiled sadly. "You will." The lights went out. In the pitch darkness, Maya heard whispers, hundreds of voices, overlapping. "You promised. You left us here. You forgot what you did." The mattress shifted under her as if someone, or something, had climbed onto it. She bolted for the door, yanking at the knob. It wouldn't open. When the lights flickered back on, the room was empty. But the photographs had changed. Now every photo showed her standing at the edge of the cliff, eyes closed, arms open, ready to fall. And written across the walls in thick, wet black letters, one of US. Maya stumbled backward, tripping over the iron bed frame. Her mind spun. The mirror crack widened. The crack began to bleed, a thick black substance pooling onto the floor. The door finally gave way. She ran. Out in the hallway, things had shifted. Where there were once rooms, now there were only blank walls. The floor slanted downward as if the entire hotel was sinking into the sea. Maya sprinted blindly, each step echoing in a place that didn't want her anymore. The elevator was gone. Only a staircase spiraling endlessly down into darkness remained. She descended. Down, down, down. The walls pressed closer. The air grew colder. Along the staircase, candles burned in niches. Each flame twisted unnaturally, leaning toward her as if watching. At the bottom, she found another hallway. This one was lined with doors, but none were numbered. Each door was scratched with words, frantic carvings, "Let me out." Not my face. They took it. Maya's hand shook uncontrollably. A door creaked open on its own. Inside was a room, but not just any room. It was a perfect replica of her childhood bedroom. Same posters. Same stuffed bear. Same crack in the ceiling. And on the bed, a girl. Sleeping. A girl who looked exactly like Maya at age 8. Maya stepped closer. The girl's eyes snapped open, bright silver, not brown. "You came back too soon," the girl said. Maya stumbled back. Who are you?" The child sat up, tilting her head unnaturally far to the side. "I'm what's left of you," she said. "And they're coming to take the rest." The lights died. Footsteps thundered in the hall. The mirror above the child's bed exploded outward. And from it, they came. Shadowed figures, featureless, crawling, reaching. Maya turned and fled, the walls closing in, the floor dissolving beneath her feet. She didn't remember how she got out. 1 minute she was falling through the floor. The next, she was lying on cold concrete. Gasping. Shivering. The Meridian Hotel was gone. Nothing remained but an empty lot and a single brass key in her hand. Room 217. In the distance, the fog rolled back. And through it, Ellis stood again. But this time, he wasn't smiling.